I can't believe this much time has passed, but if you guys don't know, Will Compton is our most recent champion on Risk. If we'd like to give him a golf clap real quick for that, because that is
wondering if that would come up.
Yeah.
Didn't know how sore of a
Congratulations
for you.
Congratulations, Will. I'll speak for Will. It was the greatest.
I will correct you.
Yeah, it was the greatest. It was truly a movie what happened while playing Risk. Now, when we play Risk, we play on Xbox. The boys get on the mics and we all talk and chat and everything like that. And we do a thing called ticking, which is short for politicking. I text Will 7 hours in advance to Risk and saying, because Will and I, when we play, tip of the cap to both of us, we respect each other's game. But we also know that neither one of us want the other one to win.
Ever. If we can't win, we can't let the other one win.
Yeah. If we can't win, we can't. So I said to Will, 7 hours before kickoff, I go, hey, is this the day we finally lay down our swords and work together and then sort it out at the end? Will obliged. He said, yeah, we can do that. Little did I know this little Cocker Spaniel right here was also talking to his boy, Brad, who is, no disrespect to Brad, he's an absolute fucking puppet when it comes to Will. He'll literally do anything Will says.
Time out.
When it comes to...
Time out.
Hey,
can't let you disrespect the boy right now.
Special teams isn't on right now, brother.
I'm just saying, what was your quote?
He's a puppet when it comes to...
History is written by the victors. So if I need to correct the story,
that is true.
I will correct
History
the story.
is written by the victors. Brad will do anything Will says when it comes to playing video games. Anything he says, especially when it comes to Risk. Now we start playing, for those of you who played Risk before, Australia is the one you want to get immediately. If you can obtain Australia in the first round or two, because it's only one border you have to protect to allow yourself to get a bonus of 2 soldiers all the time. Brad ends up winning that 3-4 in. I get a real big stronghold in South America. Things are really looking good. Will is a nomad. I'm in my head trying to help Will in this game. Let's get him set.
But Taylor can't help me because we are apart from each other.
We're too far away. So as the game goes, you collect cards as you're attacking people and winning over territories back and forth. I've acquired 7 cards. I see Dennis Kelly, who's looking like an absolute strip club. He's got ones all over the map. And I'm thinking, man, I'm close enough to him where I can actually take him out if I just trade in a little bit early. As I'm doing that, your boy's a little banged up, so I'm not looking at my phone as much anymore because I'm strategically trying to take out Dennis to absorb him and take his cards. I take his cards, look down, and Will goes, I get a text from Will while I was in the middle of it saying, I need you to hurt Corey. I did hurt Corey in the situation. Will, what'd you end up doing that really just fucking pissed me off?
Your story's really interesting.
What do you mean?
Just how you're telling it. I get it, though. It's from your angle.
Yeah, because I'm not on your side being like, I need to text Taylor.
Well, I know. All I'm saying, do you mind?
Go ahead.
So when Taylor hit me up, I was on board with doing what he was saying. However, it changed a little bit. The reason why...
It didn't benefit Will.
Right. I wasn't established. I was probably the only guy in the game that wasn't. I had some in Asia, which is the worst continent to try to control.
You don't want to be in Asia.
And then one in Europe, and then another one in Africa. Gonna try to keep my voice alive. Now, if you look up any risk strategy, you want to acquire a continent as fast as possible. Typically, Australia. If not Australia, South America, because you only protect one border or 2 borders. They're either coming down through Mexico or they're coming over from Africa. So Taylor in the first round gets South America.
Yeah.
Taylor's already getting a bonus of soldiers every round.
2 people each
while we all try and figure out what we're all trying to do. Brad can get Australia, but they're kind of fighting over it at first. And like Taylor said, I'm kind of a nomad. The whole time Taylor builds to get his 7 cards, there's a part of me that plays mine in Brazil. Or not Brazil, in Africa.
Clear throat.
Sound better?
Yeah,
for a minute? Better. Now, while it's going on, Taylor's asking me on the side to try and pick people off for him. But Taylor is the alpha of the board at the moment. I need Taylor being the alpha to help me figure out what I'm trying to do. So now, then...
Hold on, put a pin in that real quick.
Then that's when
off of what you were saying, I wasn't in a position to help you at that point because I was so centrally located in South America.
But I told you, I said, I want Europe. I need you to hurt Corey.
Right.
And he decides to start taking over North America. He leaves me alive. However, I see where this is trending.
Because I could have killed Will. I could have took Will out and the game would have been over. However,
no. You couldn't have got all the way to Asia. Why would you want to try to kill me?
That's how I got Dennis. It was going into Asia. Dennis was the side of North America and then over into Asia.
But you would have been spread way too thin trying to go.
I was spread way too thin after I got Dennis.
If you would have just saw blood in the water and just wanted to take me out and lose the game, like, yeah, maybe you could have got me, but
I could have got you instead of getting Dennis.
No, you were thinking about
I
either.
literally said to you, I could have killed you there, but I didn't.
Yeah, my one player in North America. My one little three-piece in North America.
I could have taken you out of the game.
No, you couldn't have.
Okay.
Anyway,
History is written by the victors.
Yeah, it is. Like, at the end of the day, you were trying to decide between Brad and Dennis who you should take out.
Yeah.
And I talked you out of Brad.
Yeah.
So that way, and then when you didn't take care of Corey when I needed you to help me out, that's where you made your mistake.
Well, that's where I made a mistake, but that's my biggest mistake was trusting you in general, because the whole time Will is cahooting with Brad and they're talking back and forth of how to essentially let Brad win the game, because Brad is in the second best position, which long-term is the best position being in Australia because you can only have one border to defend. I ended up taking out Dennis. Then Will trades in and takes out my shit.
I take away his bonuses because Taylor owned so much of the board. He was going to win. He was going to win. He wanted me to do stuff. And ultimately, I seen it as he was just going to take care of me until he had to kill me. And I didn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me.
Which we literally said we're going to look out for each other. I am not the game. I can't decide where people are put in the game when we start.
But I'm still trying to win. I'm not just trying to be the little brother the entire game.
That's where ego got into it.
So
Will's
when I made
ego
my
gets
move,
into it.
Taylor just fucking sees black. All he cares about is taking me out, and he couldn't because he was too far away from me.
That's not true. I was livid. There's no question. I was so mad.
You called me a cunt.
Yep.
You called me every word.
Yeah.
We went back and forth. I said, I don't give a fuck.
Actions speak louder than
I
words.
said, I'm not letting you win this game.
So, which is true. I called Will a cunt. I called him a lot more things than that too.
Yeah.
But I also didn't act on my anger. I sat back and I was like, hey, I need to reestablish whatever it is that I had going on here, because I made a mistake taking Dennis and not taking Will when I should have took Will, even though I thought we were a team.
You couldn't have took me out.
This is where I decided that my ego can't get the best of me in the situation. Looking back on it, horrible mistake. I am now depleted. Corey is depleted. Will is our only shot to take down Brad, because Will is all the way across the globe. There's no way for Brad to get him at that point. So I get on the mic and I'm openly saying, Corey, we have to save Will Compton so that he can take out Brad. I came to this conclusion on my own. There was no more. Will and I, communication was cut off. After about 5 rounds, I hit him back and I was like, are we ready to get back on track? Because I was like, okay, I think we can do something here to really Will can fix the issue he made with me in my head.
Brad, or he saw an opening to where he could probably pull it off, and he goes, hey, and then put ... and then goes, are we ready to get this friendship back on track? And I just put look at you. Fuck you.
Yeah. All texting me the whole time. So for whatever reason, I'm like, we got to help Will because it's the only way we can stop Brad from winning. So Corey and I joined forces, essentially have borders that are non-protected from each other, and are just attacking Brad and allowing Will to take South America and get stronger and stronger and stronger until it's finally fucking time. Now, there comes a point in this game. This game lasted 4 hours, by the way. It comes a point in the game.
Way too long.
I'm sitting in Africa with about 17, not Africa, the border of Africa and Asia. I don't know whichever one that is.
Can I chime in?
You may.
So they started to hate Brad so much because
Brad says nothing.
Brad had Australia, and I was like, Taylor and I were going at it. We were at each other's neck, but I'm like staying quiet because I sounded like shit.
And his throat.
Yeah. And
because his throat.
So because my throat, yeah, for sure. But they're sitting there going back and forth with Brad the whole time. Taylor and Corey decide to conspire the whole time, when me, Corey, and Brad were also in the chat being like, hey, we know we cannot let Taylor win this game. So when Corey sided with you.
This is when no one ever wants to see me win. That's great, dude. I love that chip on my shoulder. I'll take that.
Hang on, you've said it though. It's the person who starts off the best. They're always in the worst spot because everybody's like, we can't let this motherfucker win this quick.
And this is where there was a long time ago when Corey had essentially the entire map and made a couple of horrible moves and lost it. And it's been titled the worst loss in Risk history by far. And now when Will and I are going back and forth and we're like basically assaulting each other over the mic, Will's trying to play that like, oh, biggest like Taylor's now the biggest loss.
It's one of his top three. It was top three.
It's not top three because essentially what Will just said is you start great on the map, everyone's now conspiring against you. Corey had that opportunity halfway through the game.
Have you guys played Risk? Oh, so you have no clue. Jack, you kind of
half the people listening to this podcast, this is for us.
Hang on, there's probably a niche crowd out there that's going to understand this. Taylor, every round, you get 3 troops. Whenever you have a continent, you get a bonus. Whenever you have the majority of a map, you get a bonus. Whenever you trade in cards, you get a massive bonus.
Right.
Taylor
10 cards equals 30 extra troops.
Taylor had he had South America from day one, round one. Taylor never saw 3 soldiers the entire game.
Except for the
Not
first
only
round.
that, when he took out Dennis, he traded in twice before anybody traded in once. Taylor's troops doubled everybody's, and Taylor lost the fucking game.
That's one way to look
It
at it.
doesn't happen on my watch.
And
Doesn't happen on my watch.
another way to look at it is I traded in. See, you see what's happening here.
I'm
You
telling
hear
you,
that
I'm
in my
not-
throat?
Listen, my voice has been shit for a week.
I got to lead tomorrow. I hope.
Oh
Will.
yeah, you are.
I hope to God, brother. I hope we don't have this issue again. Because you've already got me once in May.
Taylor, my voice has sounded shitty all week. If this voice thing was contagious, all the boys would be fucking sick.
We'll see. Also, JP, I love the shirt you're wearing today. So I trade in at 7 cards instead of 10 cards. You should wait to get to 10 cards because I saw the opportunity to take Dennis. I use all my troops in that 7 trade in to take out Dennis to get. So I essentially ended up with weaker borders and the same amount of cards. That's how my situation ended up in the beginning of the game. Now, let's get back to the timeline of the game. At this point, we have gotten Will so fucking strong, it's time to take out Brad. I got a whole buttload of troops, kind of just one nucleus. I have really nothing else going on other than the fact that I'm just here to help Will take out Brad.
And they truly did that. Like when they ended the round, they made sure to move all their troops that protected my border. And I'm just staying quiet.
He's not saying a word.
I cannot believe these motherfuckers are helping me out, especially Taylor, because we were like at each other's throats.
At each other's throats, dude. But I thought, you know what, dude? If I can't win, the next strongest is Brad, so I want to put my issues on Brad. Obviously, tactical error on my point. So now it's time for Will to take out Brad. He's got enough troops.
Trade in.
He's got enough to trade in. He's got the 10 trade in. It's eerily quiet over the microphones. And it clicks in my fucking head. Oh, I am not helping my friend. I'm helping an enemy. Will, I say out loud, this is the greatest plot twist of all time, isn't it, Will?
Corey's sitting there like he's watching movies, like, do it. Because I could go from Asia south to take out Brad. I had Iceland to take out Corey in Europe, and I had Brazil to move and take out Taylor if I wanted to. I had a shitload of troops.
He had enough troops to go to Iceland and Africa to take out both me and Corey at the same time. And then I'm looking at this map. Corey.
I was like, dude,
yeah,
like,
Corey,
fucking, what are we waiting on? This is going to be biblical.
Corey has no fucking idea. And I'm connecting these dots, dude. Like, oh my God, he's played us. We've played ourselves.
Yeah.
We fucking played ourselves. And I go, Will, this is not about Brad, is it? And he just quietly, nope, over the mic. And I start cheering, dude. Like, I just got like truly a movie. Will puts all his shit on Iceland. He puts all his shit on in Africa, and he's going to take me and Corey out. And I told Will, I was like, bro, I know you want to take me out first. Take me out, because then I don't get podium. Now the shit talking is Will gets 1, Brad gets 2, Corey gets 3, and I'm nowhere to be seen, which is where Will and I both want each other at the end of these games, is not even to fucking touch podium.
What's funny is there was one point where I thought I was going to die. I mean, it is funny. He
had 10 troops. He had 10 troops throughout the entire map.
He should have took me out. But I just text Brad because I thought Brad could win. I'm like, if you just listen, you can win this game, but you're making some stupid moves. And
which I don't understand, because Brad is such an intelligent individual.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this strategy, it could be other strategies he's great with, but this one in particular, idiot.
And
no
I
disrespect.
told him, I said, just leave one territory of Taylor alive. Let me twist the knife, because I wanted to get Taylor out so bad. So when I had the opportunity to take out all of them, I was like, oh, let's go.
Started taking me and Corey out, takes us out one by one. And Corey and I have 2 bordering countries that are sitting there with 2 little single biscuits on each of them. Not a fight to be had on either. And Will has got about 30 troops here and 30 troops here. And he's now going to make the decision of who he kills first. Will, I'll let you explain what went through your head, because I can't imagine why you came to the conclusion you did.
I think because you came around and there was just that little glimmer of hope to where we could still have somewhat of a friendship. And Corey, there's a part of me that Corey talks some weird shit and he makes the worst moves on a risk board I've ever seen in my life.
Corey is not a good risk player.
And he always talks himself into these weird, like, this is what I was thinking, this is why it was right. And so I wanted Corey to get 4th. So that's how I came to that
He takes out Corey instead of me, and I get the bronze medal.
Yeah.
Which I you could always tell on the mic when someone's hurting because of how much they were talking before versus how much they were talking after the demise of whatever was going on in their game. And
Yeah.
Corey was
Hurt.
man, that's crazy. And then kind of be quiet for 10 more minutes and be like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Corey just talks so fucking slow too, dude. Talks so slow. But yes, what a game indeed. What a game that we got to do that again.
Yeah. If you guys are Risk fans, we need to hear something about Risk in the comments. We hope you guys enjoyed that story.